years of Islam, they used to use this expression, makruh or karaha, for something which is severely haram. You see? Which is severely haram, severely wrong, severely bad. And this is shirk here. So shirk is haram, whether it's small or big. So he is, as if he is saying, all the companions used to consider all tamimas haram, whether it is from Quran or not from Quran. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Next time, inshallah, we'll go into totally different chapter. Today we finished at least 2 chapters, and this is how it will go from now on. Yani we will finish more than 1 chapter every time, because now we have come into the details and branches of the things, Tawheed and Shirk. But in the beginning we were taking long because it was fundamentals, we're looking at the broad meanings in Tawheed. So we took a long time in the first chapter especially. Any question about this or any comment?
Yeah. About what about, you see when the Quran, because I have Quran, saw the 3 corners and stuff, in frame design, and I'll put it on my wall, but I don't believe it's any form of protection. It's
I know.
It's Quran display. What is anything wrong with this?
Yeah, this, as you said, this is not falling under what we say here, okay? It is not tamima or ruqya. But some scholars, like Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen, rahimahullah, and others, said this might involve a sort of belittling Quran or insulting Quran, you see. You see a person in his office with a big verse above his head which says, اتق الله حيثما كنت. Be aware of Allah wherever you are. While he's sitting like this and smoking and doing a lot of injustice to people and cussing him and cussing them. And then what is this? What is this? What is this above your head? Where is the fear? Where is the taqwa? Where is the piety? So it's as if you are insulting what you are putting above your head, you see. And also another point that was mentioned by Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen is that Quran was not sent down to beautify the walls and things like that, you see. Quran is sent down to beautify the hearts and to beautify the actions, you see. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, you will indulge in beautifying the mosques like the Jews and Christians indulged in beautifying their places of worship. So he was actually warning us not to do it. And now they do it anyway. You go, even in the Grand Mosque in Mecca and Medina, you find a lot of, writings and things like that,
Yeah.
So this is, not shirk, but this is something which should not be done. Look how much money you can take from all this and spend it on the poor people, Muslims. Feed them up. Make the mosque simple, Why? What's the need of all? Plus those writings and whatever they call them, they will keep your eyes busy during prayer, you see. Especially if you enter for the first time in this mosque, a lot of calligraphy and beauty and all that, and you will you'll say, oh, that's great, And Shaitan will use it to take your attention away from salat, from your prayer. Look. This is that, very beautiful. Look at it.
I mean, the one in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, Abu Dhabi and everywhere, brother.
Inside mosque.
You entered it?
Yes.
لا حول ولا قوة. I didn't enter it because there is a grave in it, so I don't pray in a masjid with a grave in it.
Yes. Sheikh Saad. Grave is right there.
I know. No.
Yeah. What else was I going to say about the ruqya? Because I remember once in one of the lessons he said something about the story where he said, "Did you see the shooting star in the moon?" And he said, when you're reading yourself upon yourself, or is there conditions someone else's? Because I know some people like marriages and stuff, and they're having problems, and instead of getting a divorce, the imam might say to them, I think people put hasad on you or ayn or something. You get someone to recite Quran,
Right.
two of you.
Right.
This is like a form of ruqya, right? If they recite the Quran or
Naam, naam. We mentioned this in the second chapter or the
Yeah.
third chapter. We mentioned this, and
make people love each other or
we have يعني doing ruqya for yourself or seeking it from others to do it for you. Okay, both of them are allowed. They are allowed, but the second one is not recommended, even though it's allowed, but it's not favorable. Why? Because you are asking others, and in general in Islam, asking is not favored. Asking others any things, يعني. Not asking them to know, to learn. No, that's favored. But asking things, يعني, whatever they might be, material or whatever it might be. In general, it's not favored, except if you have some need or something like that. But in general, it's not favored.
yeah. So I got another question that goes on that because I'm not sure of it, but is there a hadith or something? Because a long time ago I heard, because I thought that some people would say, get me a tea or get me this or do this for me, and then I heard something about, was it Abu Bakr or something? He wouldn't, if someone was passing and he dropped his spear, he would rather get off his horse himself and pick it up and say,
Yeah. Yeah, in the beginning of Islam, the companions understood from the oath that they made to the Prophet ﷺ that we don't ask anyone but Allah. Okay, something like this. We don't ask anyone anything. So they took it general. That's why one of them, he will be on the horse and something drops down, and there is a person there. He would not tell him, pick it up and give it to me, please. No. He would come down by himself and pick it up and stuff. But this was in the beginning of Islam, and it's not something that is a must to do. No. But it's better.
Generally.
It's better generally that you get totally attached to Allah for your needs. You see, that's why the companions, the Prophet ﷺ told them, ask Allah for everything that you need. So they were asking Allah even when their rope of their shoe would get damaged. They would ask Allah to fix it for them. You see, that much. So the point is, this doesn't mean that you don't fix it or you don't get it fixed, but it means it's not recommended to attach your heart to what others have, you see, and keep asking him and him and him and him and him. This is not the way. And there is a hadith by the Prophet ﷺ who says, any Muslim who asks for the money and the wealth of others unnecessarily, he will come in the day of judgment with no meat on his face. And he will come distorted. His face is distorted, has no meat, just bones. Okay, why? Because of this action. That he was just gathering money for nothing by asking him and him and him and him and him, or maybe even lying, that's even more dangerous. I come to you, I say, well, brother, I don't have anything. Please give me $100. Then I go to the brother, I am poor. Give me another 100. You see, and I collect from all of you $700, $800, and the next day I see some other people and said, oh, I have this. This is lying. This is cheating. Okay. But even if you are not lying and cheating, you should, you should not be attached to what others have. You do the best you can to earn. And if sometimes you have to, that's okay.
You say from others with no good meaning, with no.
Now, the Prophet ﷺ borrowed things. He borrowed from a Jew. When he was going to fight the enemies, he needed some kind of shield. So he borrowed it from a Jew. Okay? It's okay to borrow it when you are in a desperate need for it. or to fulfill something big, you know. It's okay.
But shouldn't they know in Abu Dhabi, shouldn't they know that this grave in the mosque is wrong?
They should know much, much more than that, brother. Abu Dhabi and those areas are mixed up. They are mixed
I'm
up.
sure there's a grave in Egypt as well, in that Hussein.
Egypt is full with
Yeah,
graves.
too many. Loads of masjids.
Grave worshipping in Egypt.
With graves?
Yeah.
Many. In Khan Khalili,
Khan Khalili.
Khan Khalili, where they say it's Masjid Hussein.
Sidi Hussein.
Yeah.
You
should not
know,
pray there. I don't like pray in the mosque.
the mosque, if you know there is a grave, don't pray in it. Even if you have to pray alone, you don't pray in it. In Egypt, they have a place called Sidna al-Badawi, our Lord the Badawi, okay? Or our Master the Badawi. In his birthday week, 3 million at least come there to the grave. They go around the grave, they seek blessings from the mud, and they do all kinds of great shirk. They supplicate to him, shouting, crying, oh, Badawi, please, please. And they bring all kinds of money and gold, some of them go and sacrifice the animal at the grave to please al-Badawi. And this is, just like idol worshipping. They are idol worshippers, they are not Muslims. Okay? And if you see them like this and you call them idol worshippers, then that's the right thing you are calling them. You see? This is not Islam. You see?
I have a question. The grave of the Imam was not placed in the masjid itself. It's placed in a yard, like 100 meters
Out of the masjid,
out of the masjid.
in front.
No, behind the Qibla.
If it's in front, in the direction of your Qibla, then again you don't pray, because the Prophet ﷺ forbade us to pray towards the grave also. Ila. You see?
But isn't the fences? Of
Even if it's outside the mosque, but it's in your direction of the Qibla.
Yeah,
You don't pray there.
yeah, subhanAllah.
Yes.
If the grave was inside the fence of the masjid,
If it's a masjid, khalas, you don't pray.
inside the fence, it's in the masjid.
Yeah. If it's in the masjid, you don't pray.
So
Even
how-
if it is the yard.
Oh.
The yard sometimes is full, just like that. So it's a masjid.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't pray in it.
What is jinn?
Jinn, demons. What do you call them? Demons?
Demons.
Yeah.
I missed that from the.
What do you call them in Britain?
Yeah, demons?
Demons, huh?
Ghosts.
In America, they say spirits or ghosts.
Demons, yeah. And another one I missed was Tamima.
Yeah.
What is Tamima?
Tamima is anything which is worn, whether it's a rope, leather, brass, copper, small glass things, colored glass things, either hanged or whatever. Anything you hang it for the purpose of warding evil or bringing benefit.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Then this is Tamima. And this is...
So watch.
No, the watch you are using for time. Even if you use it for beauty, it's still not Tamima. You see? Yani if you put something like some people do, they put something here or they put something in their neck, a necklace. Okay? It's not Tamima. But the men should not wear necklaces, yani. But it's not Tamima, you see? Because you are not doing it for this purpose, you know?
You should do it like the purpose of it is getting supernatural luck or supernatural benefits that only Allah can do. That's the tamim. Right?
Nah.
How about Quran tamim?
We mentioned this. You did not attend, so I'm not going to tell you now.
busy.
I talked to the British guy that came Friday.
Okay.
Says hi.
Okay, I'll repeat it for you.
Peter, yeah.
I'll repeat it for you, inshallah. The Quran, يعني some of our Salaf predecessors said it's okay, it's an exception. But actually it's not, because the Prophet ﷺ generalized it. He said, "Man ta'allaqa tamima." He did not make any exclusions of that. Okay? And also because if you allow Quran, then it will become common amongst the people, and we don't know in every tamima what's there. Is it Quran or not? So if I see you wearing a leather, I'll not tell you remove it. Why? Because I don't know. Is it Quran or not, right? So this is not good. So it will become more popular by this, you see. And also, the ignorant people do not distinguish between what has Quran in it and what has something else. So you are a scholar and you are, for example, putting something with Quran. I am ignorant. I look at you and I say, "Oh, mashallah, he's a scholar. He has this." So I put it. I don't know what's in it. You see. So this is, that's why the scholar said all tamimas are haram. Small shirk.
I have a question about the need to attach yourself with Allah even if you are going to fix your... I
Yeah.
thought the hadith is not about fixing your sandal.
سألوا الله حاجتكم فليسأل الله أحد حاجته وإن كان شسعنا عليه.
فهمتني؟
شسعنا عليه.
Oh.
يعني ask Allah for everything. You know, but this doesn't mean that you don't fix it or you don't get it fixed. يعني there's nothing wrong in that. Islam recommends that one puts all the means for good. As the Prophet ﷺ said, احرص على ما ينفع. Okay, do all that which benefits you. Okay, or be concerned with all that which benefits you, and trust Allah. يعني you do what benefits you, but you don't trust it by your heart. You trust Allah by your heart. This is Islam. Okay.
So the reasons...
Sufism, they say, don't do anything. Just trust Allah. This is not trusting Allah. This is foolishness. Okay. This is foolishness. You see, trusting Allah does not contradict doing what you can. As long as what you do is legal. You see, because some people say, do what I can, then I go and steal to get rich. And I do this, and I lie, or do this. No. You don't do what is against Islam. You see.
So the reasons for actual physical benefits are from Allah. So we do the physical things,
No.
but we trust that
Allah
they are originally from Allah subhanahu wa
No,
ta'ala.
no.
So nothing can benefit us. This is the
صحيح. يعني the means, no matter how strong the means is, it cannot do by itself. It's run by Allah. You see? If I take the strongest medicine, if Allah says, do not heal, it will not heal you. Okay. So this is the point. يعني we trust Allah for healing, for achieving every good. But trusting Allah is something, and putting the means is another. You see. Allah could have said to the Prophet, don't do anything. I will give you victory against the idol worshippers. But did Allah do that? No. Allah said to the Prophet and to his companions, خُذُوا حِذْرَكُمْ. Be aware of your enemy. Allah said in Quran, وَأَعِدُّوا لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. And prepare for the enemies of Allah whatever means you can. Okay? Whatever righteous means. يعني. Okay, so يعني in Islam we don't have يعني just go and fight and the result is up to Allah. You see, we don't have this. If the scholars say by fighting we will be overcome and we will be losing and more chaos will become to the Muslims, then if you fight, it is not jihad, it is against jihad. It is jihad for the sake of the devil, not for the sake of Allah. You see? Unfortunately, a lot of enthusiastic people now, if they hear this, they say, oh, you are a puppet, government puppet, you are this, you are that. Okay. But this is Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Muslims when they were weak in the beginning of Islam in Mecca, كفوا أيديكم وأقيموا الصلاة. كفوا أيديكم means tie your hands, don't fight, and establish your prayers. Now it's not the time. You are weak. They outnumber you. They have a lot of weapons. You don't have anything. Okay, you are weak. Don't fight. You see, Allah can tell them, go fight, and I will give you victory. And He will give them victory. He can do anything, but He wants His way for all the nation, not just for that particular group. Yeah. You see.
Okay, I'm trying to keep this in simple terms so my
Yes, go
little
ahead.
mind can
brother.
understand it.
Go
All
ahead.
right.
brother.
I'm supposed to ask Allah for everything that I need and everything that I want, but I trust Allah to give me what He believes I need, because a lot of times what I need is not what I think I need.
So this
And
is
I'll
very
make
important.
sure that I have what I need. And also to trust Him for guidance, because sometimes when you think you're in a situation, it's not that situation at all. And I also think that the reason that Allah doesn't just make it possible for us to do great things is because that would make us have too much pride or believe too much in ourselves and less in Allah.
Right. This is very good, brother, that you mentioned. The Prophet ﷺ says, any of the worshippers of Allah who asks Allah anything, Allah will answer his call by one of either three things. And this is what most of the people do not understand. By one of three things. Either by giving him directly what he asked, or sometimes Allah knows that this thing is not good for him. It's gonna, as you mentioned, probably increase his false pride or decrease his faith or any other reason. So Allah is the most merciful and He will not give him this. But instead of it, He will ward off some evil from him. Another evil that was going to occur to him, Allah will ward it off. Or, better than all this, Allah, instead of giving him what he needed, which is not good for him to have, Allah will prevent it from him here, but He will reward him in the hereafter. You see. So, this is very important. A lot of people don't understand this. Oh Allah, please give me this woman as a wife. Oh Allah, oh Allah, oh Allah. And Allah is merciful to you, and He knows that this woman is gonna kill you. Either kill you by killing your faith or murder you or something like that, You see.
I have a question about the grave.
Huh? I remember a story in America like this. A brother, I told him, brother, don't marry this woman. She is known to be bad. Don't marry her. She said, no, I am just coming out of prison and I cannot remain without a wife. I am afraid that I will fall into bad things and things like that. So when I saw that like this, I kept quiet. He married her and she killed him. She murdered him. A Muslim. And she murdered him. Of course, I didn't know the unseen, but I told him what I should. I told him, brother, don't do it.
Well, he didn't go back to prison. He didn't go back to prison.
He did not go back. He went to the grave. But he was a beautiful brother. May Allah have mercy on his soul. He was a beautiful brother. Beautiful.
He definitely went to a better place.
I have a question about the graves. How about the Medina Nabawi grave?
We'll come to it, inshallah. We'll come to it. Now we are in Ruqya and Tamima, so we will come. This is 60 chapters here, 66 chapters. Yeah, but anyway, the grave in Medina of the Prophet ﷺ was not included in the mosque. when early expansions were made for the mosque. No Khalif expanded the mosque from the side of the grave. It was done by an ignorant Umayyad Khalif. Okay? And the scholars told him, don't do it. All the scholars told him, don't extend the area of the mosque from this side to include the grave. But he didn't listen. He wanted popularity and all that, and he did it anyway. Okay. Later on, scholars were fearing that if they change the situation, chaos will occur. Okay? So afflictions and chaos will occur. So they did not change it. They did not change it. But it was not like that. You know.
So it's about the origin, formation of any.
Yeah. The original thing, the grave was outside. Yeah, the mosque was expanded in Umar's time and many other times after him. And none of them did this because the Prophet ﷺ was very clear. He said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الْيَهُودَ وَالنَّصَارَى اتَّخَذُوا قُبُورَ أَنْبِيَاءِ مَسَاجِدَ. The curse of Allah be upon Jews and Christians because they have taken their rabbis and scholars' graves as mosques. You see, meaning making the place of worship. Okay, surrounding it by place of worship or something like that.
But again, the grave is now in the masjid, so it's just invalid.
Yeah, but it cannot be seen, it cannot be reached.
Oh,
Because it's built in a way that there are 3 fences and all the fences are tilted.
yeah.
Okay? So no one can go around it and no one can reach it to seek any blessings or whatever. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, Oh Allah, Allahumma la taj'al qabri wathanan yu'bad. Oh Allah, do not allow for my grave to be worshipped. And alhamdulillah, I mean now no one can reach it, okay? Until now.
They used to do tawaf, I think.
Maybe in some limited time, Allah Alam, but
Now,
now
you see people stopping there, right? The
Huh?
security's like, go.
the security, yeah.
Security. When you see people trying to stop, go. One man I saw, he had the chain on.
Mm.
Security just went like that, pulled it off his neck. What is this? And he said, go.
Yeah, the security has an authority, he can do it. They cannot say anything to the security. But if you do it, he'll fight you, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
so you don't do it.
I have a friend going
I
to
thought
school in
Max,
Riyadh.
Mm.
He doesn't like it. He's saying the security force people to go and pray.
Mm.
Where is he?
He's in Riyadh. He's going to college in Riyadh. I mean, yeah, he comes to Kuwait from time to time. He's like, man, over there they would force you to go and pray. I'm like, what?
He'll fight them on Qiyamah that they done that.
No, they don't
You're in
force.
Makkah, you're in Riyadh. You know what I'm saying?
They don't force now. They close the shops and all that, but they don't force. Yeah.
They force in some,
Huh?
they check you in some states in Saudi Arabia.
Not now. Before, a few years ago, sahih, but now
Yeah.
no. Khalas.
And if you don't come, they knock on your door. Not officially, of course, the neighborhood, you know. So, I went there 3 days, you know, some.
This is concern of your neighbor.